Hi, so for my third interaction, I was invited over to my friend Leah's from Hawaii's to her house, actually to hang out with the other Hawaii kids. There's about 14 kids that are from Hawaii that go to Michigan State. About 9 of them came that night, and they try to get together about every month or so. They try to get together and do something. They're actually all part of, it's like a Hawaii club, and they have like a leader who's from Hawaii also, and just try to get them together and make them feel more at home and more comfortable and get to know people from around their own area. It's especially good for like the freshmen because they can show them around and if they ever need to talk to anyone, because it is such a culture difference, it's a weather difference, it's everything. If they ever need people to talk to, they can talk to each other. So it was really cool that to me that they have that here for them. Going into the night, I was a little nervous just because I didn't know anyone and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to communicate with them the way that they talk to each other. I know that they're a really close knit group. And then on top of that, they were going to cook traditional Hawaii food. And I was just a little nervous about trying that stuff too, just because I'm kind of a picky eater. But it was also exciting to get to try something different at Michigan State and to feel like a part of their group. So I went in not knowing anyone, but I really quickly felt very comfortable with them all, and they all really got to know me, and we all hung out and we just talked about normal things like our plans were, what our majors were. It was kind of nice because this group was a little older, so I could just connect to them better as just like a friend, just because we had a little bit more in common and that we were making plans for our future and graduation. So as the night continued on, I started to feel a lot more comfortable, but that's also when we started to make the food, and I actually helped. The first thing they made was kind of like a sushi roll, but it was seaweed and then like dried seaweed with white rice, and then they actually rolled it with cooked spam in the middle. Spam kind of freaks me out because it's in a can, but it actually tasted really good. It tastes like ham, just grilled ham. I don't know if it's necessarily something I would cook on a regular basis, but I really liked it. I ate two or three of them because they were just kind of different and interesting flavor. Then the next thing they ate for their main course was, it's called a locomotive, and it's just a beef patty with an egg, and then they put gravy over it. So that was really good too. Again, I don't think it's something that I'm going to be like running to make in the future, but it was just a really different kind of food, and it was a really interesting dinner item. And then for dessert, they just cut up apples, and then they had like a spicy, it's like a sweet but spicy kind of powder that they put over it. I didn't care for that necessarily, but I still tried it. Just the spice was a little too much for me. So I'm really glad I got to try everything though, and they were super nice and friendly about trying everything and like made me feel welcome. They said they also eat like a lot of fresh fish and fruits and more local produce there that we can't get here, but they obviously couldn't get that here. But it was a good meal overall. And then it was kind of cool just to see them interact with each other because it's so different in Hawaii, even though it's still continental USA. They all do such different things, and they do eat different things, and they practice different traditions. So that was kind of interesting to be a part of those discussions and just see how they're like in this weather. A lot of them went home for Christmas. Actually, all of them went home for Christmas, and then two of them went home or were going home for spring break. So they still get a little warm weather here and there. But towards the end of the night, I felt very relaxed and comfortable. They would be, if I saw them on the street, I'd definitely feel comfortable saying hi to them. They were very welcoming, which was surprising and exciting for me because they are such a close knit group. Um, but I thought it was really interesting because we kind of got into talking about the differences. They would never consider themselves Hawaiian. They don't say that. Like I would say I'm a Michigander, they wouldn't say I'm Hawaiian. So if you're 100% Polynesian, which Leah is, only Leah and one other girl in the group are 100% Polynesian, so they're Hawaiian. But then the rest of the group, there's a guy who's 100% Caucasian, there's a girl who's Filipino and Japanese, and then another girl who's like Chinese and Caucasian. They're locals. So they're from Hawaii, but they're not Hawaiians. They're called locals. So that was a really interesting differential like thing to understand, because I would never have known that. I would have just assumed they were all Hawaiians, like they grew up in Hawaii, but that was not the case. And there's nothing against people who are 100% Polynesian versus just a local. Like they all are tight knit, they all like do their own thing, and they actually do have like local beaches that they don't take tourists to, and like local like hikes that they go on that like if I went there as a tourist, I would never probably see. So that was a really interesting thing too, that even though they're not considered Hawaiian, they're all still a very close group, and it's easy. Leah said it's just really easy to hang out with them because it's nice and comforting to talk about home, and they get home. So by the end of it, I don't know, looking at it, I really see their culture a lot, and I see how close they are and how tight-knit they are. And I think that if like next year I'm moving to Ohio, so like if I meet other people from Michigan, I definitely think I would already have like a natural connection with them just because I've grown up here and I love Michigan, and I think that's exactly how this group feels about Hawaii. So I think that's kind of similar between our cultures, is that I love where I came from and they love where they came from. And I guess I don't technically have like more traditions per se than they do. They probably have a little bit more cultural traditions, but we still have like a connection with where we're from. So like different wise, like they do have more traditions that they can and they can kind of get close knit about that. But I still think that I can get close knit to other Michigan people too. It's just a safety, it's a comfort thing to talk about and to be from the same place as someone else. So overall, it was a really good experience, and I had a lot of fun.